I think it's time to give you guys an update. Some of you might have saw on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, Agile Woodsman, is I'm on a probably what's going to turn out to be 8,000 or 9,000 mile road trip. This is the adventure. This is the deal. So 8,000 or 9,000 mile road trip with Jessica in the Florida Everglades right now. So part of the point was a good time. So part business, part pleasure, and also just to take a 32-year-old rig with 330 whatever, something, we're over 330,000 miles now.
Yes.
On a around the country road trip. So we started in California, went down south across I-40, and then up through Missouri up to Chicago, saw family a little bit, then across to Pennsylvania, New York area, then down south all the way to the Florida Keys and Everglades, which is where we are now. Then we're going to go back across the south through New Orleans, places like this. So it's probably going to, I think once said and done, about 9,000 miles. So I guess it ain't done yet, but I wanted to show it could be done. And so far, so good. We've gotten this far.
Yep.
She's been running good.
Yep.
You know, 1992 4Runner. And what do we got? What do we got for quick updates? Keep this video short. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in with me. So any trouble with the car so far has been only 2 codes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The first one was a code 13.
Yep.
Which is ignition stuff, which is the ignition module, the magnetic pickups and the distributor, the wiring, and it involves the ECU also. So it can be any of those things, and the ignition module too. So we went, stopped at Harbor Freight, got the cheap multimeter, and ohmed everything out, and it looked good, right?
Yep.
So we reset the code, and that code has not come back.
Correct.
And that was what, Oklahoma, Texas?
Yeah.
So that was a long time ago. That one has not come back. Then recently we got a 26, which is rich.
Yeah.
And we don't know what that one's about yet, but it's probably related, I'm going to say. Because when we got the code 13, we were getting, our gas fuel economy dropped significantly.
Yeah.
Which means it's probably running rich.
Yeah.
So in these old OBD1 things, it's like touch and go sometimes whether you're going to actually get the code or if you're just going to get the symptoms, drivability symptoms, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my experience.
Yep.
And the codes are very vague, unlike OBD2.
Yep.
That get more and more specific over the years.
Right.
So anyway, but other than that, she's been doing very dirty. But yes, very dirty, but she's come a long way. 32 years old, and now we're at 331,784 miles. Going around the country.
It can be done.
So far.
So far. Knock on wood.
Yeah, Florida Everglades now, which is, we're not right by the ocean at this point. But I think I learned so far is that you can travel too fast. You can come in if you want. Right? The first half of the trip, we had some business to do. So we had and people to see, right?
Yep.
So we bypassed a lot of cool stuff, really.
Yeah.
Right? And that kind of bugged me. I also learned a trip around the country is going to, even if you give yourself a month, it's not enough time.
Yeah.
To really see a whole lot. Luckily, we've gotten to slow down here in Florida, which is cool because it's a climate you've never seen in your life.
Right.
And it's been 30 years for me, 25 years since I've been down here. So I think that was really worth it.
Yeah.
Like something very different, you know?
Yeah.
So the Florida Keys and stuff. So I think slowing down is a key, and which is kind of obvious, but we really lived it, both sides of it. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that like going, it's too much wheel time and kind of too stressful almost to make deadlines and stuff. So would I do it this way again? I mean, it's totally worth it, but I don't know that I would.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then I'm also the mindset like, since I'm out there with fuel prices the way they are these days,
Mm-hmm.
since I'm out there, I might as well do this, this, and this, and this. But then it becomes too much, you know.
Yeah.
So we haven't gotten a whole lot of like overlanding. We got a little camping in and stuff like that. Spent more on hotels because of weather than I thought I would.
Oh yeah.
So the trip's more expensive than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
But highlights, right? So, I mean, every part of the country has its amazingness. And there's, I think, a lifetime of things to see in the United States. Like, you don't really even have to leave the country to have mega adventures.
Yeah. Agree.
You know? Like, we have a list of places to go back to.
Yes.
That's a mile long,
Yes.
honestly.
Yeah.
And even places like the Keys and here where we're getting some time, it's only reinforcing, like, come back again, you know?
Yeah.
So, what do you think, like, really pick your top thing, like, so far? Probably the Keys.
Yeah, I would say so.
And what was the top? What was your favorite thing in the Keys?
I think the manatees.
The manatees?
Oh yeah, hands down.
Yeah.
And the Keys, yeah, that was so fun to see a baby manatee and
And a
a
mama.
mama, and then we
Yeah.
saw another manatee when we were kayaking by the hotel. So
The weather was a little rough to do snorkeling, unfortunately.
yeah,
Really wanted to do that.
but it's wild how it could be so windy and so warm down here when we experienced crazy winds getting up to places like Pennsylvania, and in Pennsylvania, and it was frigid.
Yes.
Like it was cut, like it cut through you. So it was somewhat undesirable weather in the Keys just for activity to do certain things, but it was still beautiful and doable and lovely and warm. So warm.
I think. Yeah. I mean, I love the Keys. I love the Keys. It was the tropics. It was so different, you know.
Yeah.
And maybe highlighted by the fact that we got to slow down some.
Yeah.
And then I think the Everglades too, you know. But yeah, I mean, farm country has its things. The American West, Arizona, New Mexico, and stuff have endless things to do.
Oh, endless.
Ghost towns and archaeology and pictographs and just history.
Yeah.
Nothing decomposes out there,
No.
and it's not all been. The East, if there's something I don't like about the East, is it's so busy
Yeah.
and it's so developed. You know, even those beautiful places everywhere, it just, the history gets buried over time. Reconstruction. You know.
Yeah.
And every park and place you have to pay a significant amount of money to go into.
Yeah.
You know, we're out west. Most things are free.
Yeah.
Camping is free.
Yeah.
Public lands everywhere. You know,
You can
parks
just
are free.
roll up on
Yeah.
some ruins and just sit there in like an abandoned building and just go in there.
But it's dry. It's deserty. You know, it's
Yeah.
like the climate out here. The humidity, no, but the green, yes.
Yes.
So it's give and take everywhere, really.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's an amazing country though. It's a beautiful
is.
country,
Yeah.
and
Even
I could spend a lifetime doing this, honestly.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
Pennsylvania has really cute houses. So, any of you who live in Pennsylvania, cute houses.
Pennsylvania's
It's
gorgeous.
so beautiful.
Yeah, the hills, the green, yeah. I mean, all through there, Virginia, North Carolina, all that is pretty nice. But the houses in Pennsylvania were something.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you get that up through Rio and been yet. New York and the New England and stuff is like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Pennsylvania's kind of the start of that vibe in a way. But
Yeah.
yeah, really cool. We have a clear loser or winner for the worst drivers in the country. Clear. Like, not even a contest, right?
No contest.
Not even. I mean, we've been through Chicago, we've been through, cities in Ohio, and like cities everywhere,
Yeah, we've been there.
and California,
Yep.
and everything. And the worst drivers by far,
Our Floridians.
Florida, without a doubt, Florida.
Come on, guys, get it together.
Holy cow.
You're rude.
Downright deadly and dangerous and scary sometimes.
Oh yeah.
And it's not the old people.
No, it's not.
No.
It's young people. It's people my age. Come on, guys. We can do better.
Oh my God. Florida, y'all are terrible drivers. Terrible. Horrible. Like, no courtesy, no letting anybody in. Will cut you off or pull out in front of you, anything. You'd be doing 75 on cruise control and you get past like you're sitting still. Like, past there's this big of a gap.
Yeah.
And the guy's like Formula One.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, constantly, not just once in a
No.
while. It's like every half an hour.
Yeah.
You get Yeah.
Yep. And if it's not happening to you, it's happening to someone in front of you.
It's
Yeah.
shocking how bad it. Yeah.
And
We could go on about it.
Yeah.
But I've driven the whole country in a
Yeah.
truck and, you know, taken a lot of trips and stuff like that. And it's South Florida specifically.
Specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
But all of Florida is pretty crowded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty surprised how crowded it is these days versus 25 years ago when I drove a truck.
Yeah. And I also wonder if a little bit of it wasn't just spring breakers too, you know.
Spring break, yeah.
Being crazies.
Yeah. But holy moly.
I know.
Florida takes the cake.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So we'll do
So-
some more updates at some point.
At some point.
I wish I was one of those blogger guys that could, you know, but we've been running and gunning so hard. I don't even feel I had time for videos, but
We haven't had much time.
maybe someday when I could go slower. But yeah, just daily updates and everything.
Yeah.
Haven't been doing it, but it would be worth it for this. But proof you could take an old car.
Yes.
You
Take
know,
her around the country.
that's part of the point,
Yes.
and for us to have fun,
Always.
and for you to see the country for the first time.
First time ever.
First time furthest east was Arizona, right? Well, Chicago, but on a plane.
Yeah.
Well, and then coming back from basic training in the car.
Yeah.
But basically,
Yeah, basically driving, road tripping, or no, the furthest east,
vacationing.
Utah actually. I've been to Utah driving,
Yeah.
but yeah, so furthest south, yeah,
Anyway, whatever. You get the point.
it's around.
So, all right, we'll update you guys later. Love y'all. Thanks for watching. Yeah.
We'll see
Wish
you
us
next
luck.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. And then when we make it successfully, you go out and do it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. See ya.
Bye, guys.